Good morning. Another little chat with me, Greg Colossale. I'm celebrating, that's probably not the right word, but today's my dad's birthday, and he passed away a while ago. He was born in 33, so if you do the math, he would be knocking on 100 or so, 90s. And my father was the biggest gift to me that I didn't realize I had. Fatherlessness is a very serious epidemic in America. I don't know the world stats, but it is in America. And it sounds, the way I word it, it sounds catastrophic. And to me, it is. But to so many folks who have been raised by a single dad, a single mom, we know that that's heroic. But it doesn't mean it's extremely awesome. It just means for the situation, it's bound to be amazing, because when one person accomplishes what usually two people do, it's pretty amazing. But I'm not knocking that. Why would I ever knock that? Almost all my friends were raised that way. But there's something different about having a very stoic, powerful, barbarian, hyper masculine, protective, crazy, lunatic beast of a father. Now, those words that I just described are even in commercials, like Gillette uses those terms to downgrade or degrade a male. But when you're a little innocent boy, and when you're a tiny little baby, and that energy is protecting you in the wild, in life, from whatever, you don't care what Gillette says, because when evil people come trying to hurt you, let's just say they stop. I've seen my father do things and have watched and experienced things that a lot of people in America haven't. And I don't think I'm at all better for it, except that I understand another level of life that some people never see. And I don't call that better or anything. It's just experience. Like, I haven't experienced trying to climb Mount Everest, and those who do have something on me that I'll never have. I'll never try to do that, but they have. And it just means that they have a life experience that's deeply in their heart, that is life and death and accomplishment and goals and all that stuff that goes along with climbing Mount Everest. So I'm just telling you this because I think it's helpful. 85% of our inmates in prison are without fathers. And that's not what do you call that? Coincidence. You see, I'm not going to talk about them as if I know them or anything about them. I just use a few stats here and there to kind of perpetuate my point. What a father does, and don't even think of it as a human father, what the male leader in a group of animals, does across the world, is teach appropriate fear. I always call it that. They teach appropriate fear to their offspring. Now, this isn't about women. You got to remove almost women's opinions or women's feelings most of the time, because it's in opposition to this. That's how it's supposed to be. That's why we have working parts that fit together and, all that. So, but the beautiful thing about being raised by a powerful man is that he creates justice for communities, for the world that he doesn't even see around him, because he teaches his boy or his girl what justice is, what fairness is, what ethical treatment is, and all that through his discipline. If I did something wrong, I got slapped in the mouth for it. If I mistreated my mother, especially, oh my God, I would have rather been playing poker with the devil. I was going to pay. If I did something like stupid, like illegal, but you're a little boy, like break a window, vandalism, accident, or hurting someone's feelings, you think I was going to bully someone? If I bullied anyone and they told my dad would show them that he could out-bully me. He would destroy me. He would create justice nonstop. That's something that women do not do inherently. They're supposed to, this is why I'm trying to show you why having a father is really different. It's like a nuance these days. The mother is survival based. She's nature based. She's going to do whatever it takes to survive. She is the vulnerable animal in the world, and it's been that way since the dawn of time. But she reproduces life, and her value has she has value from being born. So what I'm showing you is that not that there's a good or a bad, but the human and natural response to these different things, the mother will do her best at teaching these lessons, but there's a certain point as the boy becomes a man and overpowers her physically, not literally, but can, she feels she has to be even more manipulative or suggestive so that she could teach some lessons because this guy's in his testosterone brain. And that's the difference. You see, the father will then take you right on down. As soon as you think you're amazing and you're cool and you're strong, he will crush you. And then you go, for a boy, this is important. You go, oh, okay, yeah, I'm not interested in hurting other people. And this is how it translates to the world. That's why when I say the inmates, usually I don't understand the law like this, but I'm very sensitive, so I'm going to call them violent people, not guys that are down on their luck or made mistakes. I'm saying the vicious predators. They're usually fatherless because when the animal, and I say this about all of us, starts to get undone, the father, the silverback, the grizzly, the lion with the mane, they'll come in and just pow, chomp, stomp, slap, hit, throw, and that baby, that child, the offspring, gets startled because they know that's their blood. They go, oh, it's my dad. But dad said, don't you ever do that again. He didn't say it as kindly as I just did. The lion might have bit the baby. The moms do this too. I hate to say it. The moms aren't the mom animals are different. The human mom is very different. The American human mom, even very different. But once you understand that there's 130 billion mammals on Earth and we're all the same in a lot of our biology, we poop, we pee, we procreate, we eat, we like meat, we don't like meat, we're omnivores, it's all very simple. We need water and all this stuff. So those are the traits I'm comparing, not the fact that we're so intelligent because we're humans and the gorilla is not so intelligent. You can see basic behaviors around all of this. And where most of our problems stem is that we ignore these basic behaviors. We believe because we're, intelligent and can reason that we've created law and all this stuff and everything is bad because it's just crazy. If you live more like an animal in a way, you allow things to happen and live in the moment, you're always much happier than these ingenious brains who can talk like I'm doing now. This is just my ego. This is all ego. So the point I'm trying to make, which is long-winded, is that the father teaches appropriate fear. This is what, again, some American women don't understand. If I went running through a parking lot, and I did one time at a place, I don't know if you guys, in Plainville, there was a place called City Fish, and it was in a plaza. And I literally ran out of City Fish to the car without looking and ran probably into 2 lanes of cars that could have killed me, and then into the 3rd lane that I'm running right straight through. So cars could have killed me in 3, 4, 5 different ways. I don't even think I was 8 years old. I think I was small, really small. And I was carrying something. I don't remember what it was. So when my father saw me do that, he got so scared that I was going to die, which I could have. A 15-mile-an-hour car with a 3-foot tall person, that'll kill you, run your head right over. When I got to the car, he smacked me in my head. It wasn't tremendously hard, but it was enough to startle me. And out came the rage. When you love someone, you understand that. When my father's rage was his love. And he would say, don't you ever. But he came out like fire. Why? He lost control. He saw his little boy dodging cars. He knew the cars couldn't see him. Every decision I made was so poor. And all I knew was to run like a maniac through cars. And then he taught me appropriate fear. He didn't go, no, Greg, can we talk about what you just did? You see, when you go through, he said, rah. And I was like, oh my God, I'm afraid. And he said, you know why you're afraid? I said, because you're scared. He goes, no. This is translated immediately. Because I didn't want to watch you die. Who do you think you are? You want your father to watch you die? Who does that? Who runs through cars? And of course, this is all happening. This transfer is happening in a millisecond. What I just expressed to you is what's happening to him, what's coming out of him. He loved me. He loved me. My father loved me. My father loves his sons. It was awesome to watch. He was crazy, but he loved us. So when I received this message, and I received it in several different ways, I had to understand, thanks to my mother, oh, this guy loves me. I don't like the way he loves me in this moment, but I understand it now. And that would happen throughout my childhood in different ways. And it was my mom who helped me understand how to love my dad. If you ever heard me talk about Learn Love, it's something I invented for young people because it was taught to me, basically, you can only love someone based on who they are and where they've been and what they've experienced. I said, Mom, how come Dad doesn't play basketball with me? She's like, Greg, your father ran away from Mussolini. Yeah, but my friends' dads play basketball with them. Your friends' dads went to Yukon. They grew up in Southington. They didn't have bombs fall on their head. They likely didn't starve and ate dead animals that they found walking to school. I was like, oh, that's your father, Greg. Oh. Now he loves you, but you need to understand how to love him. My mother was a prophet, and this turned into Learn Love, which became a show and thousands of people experienced because it was taught to me. I didn't understand. And then as I got older, I loved my father's. I would conflict. Okay, this is very important for a boy and a man. I started, the first time I went to therapy, this woman at 19, she said, you should hate your father. And I did, because that's the system. The system wants you to hate your dad. And I was like, I do. I hate him. And then she said, yeah, that's this and this and this. And it took me, I hated my dad for a strong 6, 7, 8 years until about my mid-20s when I was out on my own in the world. And I realized, wait a minute. How come everyone who's telling me to hate my dad has no dad? How come everyone who's telling me to hate my dad is primarily female? How come everyone who's telling me to hate my dad takes medication every day for sadness? And I was like, I don't understand this. I don't understand this. So it was so debilitating to me for me to hate my dad that I go, this is crazy. Can you imagine everybody telling you to hate your dad and you're giving them money? This is it's the biggest joke in the world. That's why you've got to understand that the system is designed to destroy families. They are. So the bottom line is, once you understand how a man loves, you just need to look at wild animals. It's so beautiful if you allow your dad to be a silverback, because if he's somewhat big, wide or thick or tall or something, which most men are, strong, muscular, something that presents testosterone, he can't control most of the things that are going to happen to him or come from him. He's going to trust his instincts. So when a silverback is sitting there and he's surrounded by, I don't know what you call him, his group of all different sized apes, he doesn't ask them. He doesn't go, hey guys, you hear that suspicious sound coming from far away? Oh yeah, big guy, yeah. Do you think maybe I should get ready for some kind of combat? Or do you think and then all of a sudden they're all dead. I don't really, you know what I'm trying to say? The silverback is alone in this world. Men are alone on earth. And the sooner I learned that, and I had to learn it through a barbaric way from despicable, actually I hate to say it, but despicable people. They did me a lot. They gave me a gift. Men are alone in this world. Every connection to them is often to get something from them, or control or manipulation, etc. In fact, you don't even need to understand any bit more. The word manipulation starts with M-A-N. And it's not evil. None of this is evil. It's just as evil as the pain of childbirth. Why would they do that to a woman? Why would they make a woman feel so much freaking pain as every human enters the world? There's no answer for it. It's just gonna be that way. Tearing and ripping and a giant thing coming through a small place. It's horrendous. but there's nothing we can do about it. It is how nature just invented it. The same thing is true when you understand a silverback, a male grizzly bear, a human male, a lion with the big mane. They might have brothers, they might have a crew, but they walk alone in this world. And it is what your mother knows. That's why the age-old battle between the mother and the daughter-in-law. Thousands of years it's been written about, Cinderella, this and that. It's all over Disney. This battle between your wife and your mom is because they understand the true essence of men and women, yet they never say it because it's a violation of the terms of being a woman or something. And that is, only your mother loves you, and your mother knows that. Even my father told me. My father used to say, Greg, no matter what, you protect your mother, even from me. You understand? Your mother loves you. Nobody's going to love you like your mother. The day my mother died was the day I became a sad forever, Greg. Now, I didn't understand it then. And this isn't horrible, and I'm sure moms and dad, everyone's freaking out when they hear. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. It doesn't mean it's like acting on it. Do you act on everything that's true? I'm carrying more weight than I want to. I'm fat. Are you gonna, every time you see me, you're gonna call me fat, or are we just gonna accept that I'm fat? When I'm with people who are stupid, I don't go, oh my God, you're really stupid, I can't hang out with you. Just allow the truth to exist, but you don't have to, it doesn't have to be feared. Oh my God, I can't believe he's saying it. I'm gonna cancel him. Let's cancel this dude. I've been canceled so many times, I canceled the cancellation. So when you accept this, you can understand the dilemma of American families. See, they accept this in countries that are like 5,000 years old, or, America was 12,000 years old before us colonizers came. So the male chiefs, they weren't called, what are other words? They weren't misogynistic, and they were just guys. And the girls weren't victims of everything. It was just systematically beautiful, just like the animal kingdom is. It's always this way. Have you ever noticed underwater, there's never a sperm whale, a big dude with his little boy. Only the moms have calves near them. How would you think that there's some, that's not even shockingly odd. Only the moms have calves with them. Okay, so I digress. On this day of my father's birth, and we don't even know, how do we know the records are right? 1933, poor, starving little village in Italy under Mount Vesuvius with Mussolini running around. I bet you this is even his birthday. I always thought he was older than he thought he was. I always thought that. They'd say he's 60. I'm like, he's 60? I think he might be 70. But I always thought that. I never said it to anyone, but that's how I always thought. So this long-winded post, which probably means nothing, it just helps me, I guess. It's all about the fact that don't let people tell you what to do. Not even your mom, not your psychiatrist, not your doctor, not your friends. All relationships are somewhat based on something that's false. I didn't want to know that. I had to learn that the hard way, and it was done to me, but it was pretty obvious that there's a lot of false intentions behind a lot of people's fake love. And that's okay. That's for a reason. I don't know the reason, but it's for a reason. And so when you're out there and you're loving and you're being yourself, just know, especially if you're a male, that you're alone, and that it's okay. You don't need life to teach you that. Life will teach you that over time. And there are people that actually do this to you. There's a group of people who create the isolation for the entire country, somewhat the world. So with that, I'll say goodbye. And I don't know. I do what I want. I'm sure people call me names, but my viewing is through the roof. I cannot believe what's happening to me online. I cannot believe it. I understand who's done it too. I know exactly what happened. It took me many years I've been shadow banned since 2009. But all you got to do is reach out to the right people and present the right evidence and the right proof. And all of a sudden, the truth will set you free. Now, you can't tell, but I can't believe what's happening to me. I cannot believe it. It's a little creepy, actually. I love you. I miss a lot of people. And happy birthday, Dad. And thank you so much for everything you've ever done for me, Pops. It is everything is happening now that I needed you to teach me. Everything. I hope I'm a good silverback. Love you guys.